Hi, I'm Katie Clancy, CEO of the Cape House at William Ravis, and you are watching the Cape House Show, where we give you the tips, tools, and sense of humor you're gonna need to get through the biggest transaction of your life. All right, today we're talking about why use a local agent. So you may already see the logic behind using a local agent, but some people don't. Some people say, particularly on Cape Cod. So this is a really hyper-local, as it were, video today, because I run into a couple of situations recently where off-Cape agents, where I had contact with off-Cape agents and on-Cape listings. And so one of them was a woman who called me from Plymouth. Now I'm in Dennis, called me from Plymouth and said, you know what? My aunt needs to sell her house. It's in Dennis. Can you help us? Absolutely. And I pay her a referral fee for the kindness of giving me business. That's fantastic. Everybody wins. And then I had another one call me, another for Dennis. I actually called her because I saw it come up. This agent was from the Rhode Island state line. Like it's a solid hour and a half with no traffic, and we're in the middle of summer. And I thought, what are you thinking? Not only is it an hour and a half on a good day to get here in the middle of the summer, she doesn't have access to our MLS, which leads me to the reasons why using a local agent is where it's at. So a few things. First of all, particularly on Cape Cod, we actually have our own MLS. And we've been accused by people on the other side of the bridge of being sort of territorial and whatnot. And I can totally see that reasoning, why you would say that. But here's the thing. We are connected to mainland Massachusetts by two thin threads of bridge. We are essentially an island. We really are a unique sort of real estate ecosystem. And so by necessity, we have this local MLS. And on that local MLS is most of the business, virtually all of the business that's done on Cape Cod shows up on that MLS. Now, some of it also shows up on a regional MLS that folks on the other side of the bridge are on. The smart agents down here are on both of them, like we are. But you just don't see, when you're using the regional MLS, you don't see all of the activity down on the Cape. So how could you possibly set a sensible price for this house? You can't show it on any realtor tours because the tours are only for the Cape and Islands MLS, and that's critical to get your house on a real estate agent tour. You want all of the agents who do business in that town to be able to get a look at that house. And if your agent isn't on that MLS, well, too bad, so sad. We're never going to see it. Not only are we going to not see it in person, we're not even going to see it online unless we happen to be going through the other MLS or we, skim Zillow or one of the other portals, which, sometimes we'll do just to try to hit them, but it's not a guarantee. So when you have an agent who's on the MLS, they're able to make good pricing decisions about the house. They are able to expose it to all of the other agents that are out here. So if you've got an off-Cape agent trying to sell a house on Cape, and I just told you about we're connected by these two thin strips of bridge, that's it. So if someone calls to show the house, your house, say it's in Dennis, and your agent's in, Swansea, and someone wants to see the house, they are going to need at least an hour and a half to get there. So if you've got someone cruising through the neighborhood, they happen to notice the house is for sale, they want to see it, they're not going to get to see it. So your house is not going to get shown when people want to see it. That's no good. And some of these agents, they'll just put it on a lockbox. So on Cape Cod, you know what we do? We go to our showings. Listing agents go to our showings. You know why? So that we can sell your house, okay? When I'm there, I can talk about your house. I can tell you what's great about it. I can really convey the story of the house, whereas an off-Cape agent's just going to put a lockbox on there and let the other agent in and come and go in your house. You want that? I don't want that. I don't want people just coming in my house without my agent there. No way, man. And finally, the reason that you want to use a local agent is because we have relationships with local vendors like home inspectors and septic inspectors. And we have a relationship with the folks at the town hall. We know all the ins and the outs and the quirks and the sort of nuances of what happens down here. And it is quirky and there's a lot to know. So it's really much better if you're feeling obliged to your friend who lives off Cape, this is what you do. Say, hey, Betty, I would like to sell my Cape house. I love you. I think you're great. I think you're probably a great agent. in Hingham or wherever it is you are, but could you help me find an agent, a local agent? And what they'll do is they'll call someone like me. They'll still get a little something, something. We give them a part of the commission for giving us the business. So you're still taking care of your friend, but you are getting taken care of, which is really, your friend should be thinking more of you than of themselves, and make sure that you are getting the best service possible. I would no more take a listing in Plymouth than I think someone from Plymouth should take one in Dennis, and that's just how it goes. But you know what? I have friends everywhere. So if you do have a listing in Plymouth or in Florida or in San Diego or wherever it is you need to sell a piece of property, chances are I know someone there, or I can find someone there that's really good and a good match for you, and it helps me and it helps you make sure that you get the best service you can possibly get. So there you go. Go local, stay local, use your local agents. You're going to be better off. And if you want to help your off-Cape, not local friend, ask them to help you choose the agent, and they'll get a referral fee. All right, there you go. If you want to know more about choosing a local agent, come see us at thecapehouseteam.com.